Welcome to part 11 of the Resident Evil 4 playthrough, and now we have to deal with the Bella sisters.
Again.
Yeah.
Which translates in Spanish to beautiful.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was a reference to Twilight.
The Bella sisters. Actually, now that someone has made that connection for me, I'm gonna picture Bella Swan's face on each of these sisters every time I blow their heads off. How satisfying! It only takes a few rifle shots to kill them if you happen to have that weapon at this point.
I like how she pops up as the whistle's going, so it sounds like she's predicting it.
She anticipated it.
She's psychic. She
conveniently awakened my psychic powers.
Power of sex compels you. Yeah. Spoiler alert, she gets shot down at the end of the game.
Or does
totally
she?
and brutally rejected. Oh, yeah. If you're
Damn
referring
ladder.
to those quote-unquote alternate ending videos you can find on YouTube, sure, there's an alternate ending where he says yes.
Swipe. Swipe.
Oh, why can't you just
Oh,
jump
how you
down
can find
yourself?
random shotgun shells
It's less than a story.
in
You'll
random
survive.
barrels in a random rickety wooden structure that shouldn't even be here because it serves no real
Why
purpose.
can't you just automatically use the key? Why do you have to select it?
Why do you leave the key on this side of the door? It's the Klonoa logic all over again. The key should be with Sadler or whatever the fuck his face is, the big dude who's the chief of the village. Should be with one of those guys. God damn, why do you leave it with your mindless zombie minions? Really?
I hope we got used to dumpster living because you're doing it again.
Just don't leave it with midget Spanish Napoleon. That would be a bad idea too.
Is that going to be his name?
Well, ever since the Yaaaay review, his name is Midget Spanish Napoleon.
Whose review?
Yahtzee's.
Yahtzee?
Really?
When
Because
he-
I was
when he-
calling him midget Spanish Napoleon long before Yahtzee
No,
said
in
anything.
his Resident Evil 5 review, he mentioned that guy, and it's like...
Oh well, it wasn't
was
Yahtzee
talking-
who
when he
first
was-
said that. Just to be clear, I think that was the obvious joke that everyone was making at that point in the game.
Yahtzee usually gets
Oh,
cemented
God,
it forever, so...
Don't even get me started on Salazar. We'll talk about him when we get to him.
It's time for another great... Ooh, right in the crotch.
Oh,
Look at all these ganados. Burn!
Wow, we're all doing the same animation when we get lit on fire. It's amazing.
by the way, Johnny, was that an intentional attempt at a Sonic Heroes reference, or is that just me being a Sonic freak thinking of that the first time?
I think you're being a Sonic freak because... No, okay, I'll be a Sonic freak for a second. Metal Sonic actually says burn to death.
Does he?
But, yeah, he
Really?
says burn. Yeah, he says burn to death. You're thinking of...
In Sonic Heroes, the kiddiest game in the series,
Yeah.
Well,
He says burn...
he mentioned...
He
says-
never uses the D word, ever.
No. Actually, I was quoting Devil Doom from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
four kids doesn't... Oh, never, then that wasn't 4 kids, it was only Mike Pollock at the time, so... Never mind.
Well, back to the game we're watching. More walking.
Back to Resident Evil 4.
Swipe. More gold.
There sure are some nice ballistics you have there, Ashley. Ha 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 ha. There's nothing to talk about.
Why don't you just unbar the gate and then go in? Why do you have to press A a third time?
Why does the bar just magically
It's the
vanish?
stranger again.
Will we ever find out who this oh so mysterious person is?
No.
He will remain forever as oh so mysterious person. Let us check.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what comes up next, but it's been a while since I played 4.
The elevator
You
sequence.
shoot people.
Yeah, you shoot people. That's what's coming up next.
I mean in the story.
You shoot
I'm gonna...
people.
Well,
Oh,
big cheese
that's
encounter's
right.
coming.
This is the wire Charlie section that we're coming
I
up
didn't know
to.
it had that many does in it.
I hated it, but then I bought a rifle and realized how fucking useful it was in this section.
Yeah.
Screw your rifles.
I like the semi-automatic, but I hate the bolt
The
action.
first time I played the game, I completely ignored all rifles until I realized how useful it would have been to have a rifle at the point in the game where you have to shoot the shackles off of Ashley's arms without shooting her.
They'll buy stuff at a high price.
It's like, you know, I just never saw the point in it. But then I bought a rifle, and during my second playthrough, and realized you can basically one-shot anything. So it's even good at close range if you can aim right.
And considering it's the Wii version, it's easy.
Exactly.
Well, actually, when you're aiming with a rifle and you have a scope on, don't you have to use the analog stick for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm too lazy to constantly remove and replace my scope. So I probably would have just stuck with a scope even at close range.
Get a nice camera full of Ganato's face.
Yeah. And Ganato blood when the face blows off. So satisfying. You know, didn't they make a 5 less gruesome as far as kill animations go? Well, I know that the decapitation from the chainsaw dude was dumbed down.
For no reason.
Well, it's more like the camera is positioned so that you can't really see anything.
If you want to know
Whereas
if you hit somebody, besides the scream, Ashley does a fist pump every time you hit somebody.
Say what?
Ashley does a fist pump every time you shoot someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that because I'm never looking at her. I'm looking at my targeting reticule. How are you supposed to see that while you're looking at what you're aiming at?
Well,
It's kinda hard
all-
to miss.
It's all on screen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss.
That is kind of a well. I play really close to my television, so that's probably why I
It'd be
never
funny if
noticed.
she had a little clicker in her hand, just counting the tally.
No, that should be what they should make like a downloadable extra with like Ingrid Hunnigan replacing Ashley, and she does that because it would fit with the whole glasses nerdy computer thing stereotype.
The random librarian.
Ah, well. More walking, more darkness. This game does have more of a horror atmosphere than 5. I will give it that.
It does.
5 is like this one has a horror-like atmosphere. I guess you could call it action horror, maybe.
Survival action, maybe.
No. Survival is the one part of survival horror I wouldn't actually add to this game because you don't really have much in the way of resource management in the same sense that you did in the old games, which is one of my problems with it actually. But it feels like it could have been a Resident Evil game if it had been less ammo happy, and I don't know if the story had something to do with the series, but
But it said they assumed the stock prices fell.
5 spends 80% of the time in the sun, another 10% of the time in ancient ruins that would be more less out of place in an Indiana Jones game or something, and maybe like 5% of the time in a Resident Evil-like setting.
But sunlight can be scary.
Sunlight can't be. No, there were rumors like they were going to use the heat aspect of Africa as a gameplay element before it was released. But, well, I'll go into that during the 5 commentary.
And now we have all the cat's eyes, so I can combine them with the beer stein.
Yeah, you get to sell
Beer
the
is good. Beer is
expensive
good.
beer
Beer is
mug
good.
ever.
And stuff. Beer is good.
So seriously, what the fuck is there? Why is there a jeweled beer mug randomly lying around in the middle of Ganado, Europe?
Because beer is good. And
You
stuff.
know what? I think Salazar. I think that probably belongs to Salazar. That would probably explain it. Because that would actually make some sense.
How did you get ahead of us?
How did it get to the village? How the hell did he get here? And hey, he has some free ammo for you. It's your reward for being a repeat customer.
Oh, that's nice. And by the way,
he has a punch card at this point.
By the way, I don't waste time and heal Ashley. She will be yellow for a good remainder of the game.
There's no reason to heal her.
You shouldn't allow her to get hit anyway.
Most of the time, more have to worry about her getting picked up than hit. So, like,
Yeah.
if she gets hit, it's usually because she was behind you when some mutant took a swipe at you.
In which case,
But-
it probably wasn't going to last anyway.
In which case, you probably should have said wait to her at some point and left her behind in some random corner of the area.
Or in a dumpster, whichever.
That too. Like, you don't necessarily have to have Ashley following directly behind you through the entire game. You can tell her to wait and she'll stay put.
Well, sometimes I often forget that I have the wait button.
Go hide.
Only because I can be incredibly reckless sometimes. But this is where the part ends. We'll have to see what's behind the door in part 12.